What's up, everybody? It's Howi Spangler, Tales from the Green Room podcast. If you've thought about doing a podcast of your own, but you just weren't sure how to do it or where to go, let me tell you about Anchor. It's the easiest way to make a podcast. It's free. It has creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Distribution, Anchor's got it covered. You can be heard everywhere from Spotify to Apple Podcasts and many, many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Anchor has everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started right now. If you've ever wanted to make a podcast, there's no more excuse to wait. Anchor's got you covered. Go check it out right now. What's up? It's Howie Spangler. This is Tales from the Green Room, episode 101. Thanks to everybody who listened to episode 100 with Nick Hexum. It was truly an honor to talk to him and get all those rad stories. And I've been getting a lot of DMs from people, a lot of 311 fans that were, in the same boat as me, just kind of like really into the stories that he told and was very kind of surprised how open he was. And just a great conversation. So I'm glad everybody's getting to check that out. I feel like we got some really good stuff. So now, onward. We are in the 100s. I'm in my hotel room. I'm in Tempe, Arizona right now. Tempe, Arizona. You can't say it wrong. They'll correct you. And so I'm sitting here doing this intro for the podcast. Today I've got Moy from Tomorrow's Bad Seeds. It's a band that we played with years ago, back in probably 06, 07. And did Warped Tour together and done a bunch of shows together in the past. And we hadn't talked in a while, and their management contacted me and asked if I'd be down to have them on the show. So I thought it'd be great. So we got into a bunch of old stories and, being an artist in 2020 and sort of, just the life, the business of music, But first, a quick recap. One Love Cali Fest was insane. It was super epic. They put us on the main stage this year. Very grateful for that. It was our third year in a row, and the crowd was amazing. We had everybody waving their arms and singing along, and it was just very powerful for me, to look out and see all that love, and not to mention just the biggest homie fest, just backstage running into everyone we've ever played with and people that I've wanted to meet for a long time. I got to kick it with Miguel Happold of Sublime, or he's their old producer, and he was like the fixer, for whenever Sublime got crazy and was about to ruin everything because they were party animals. Miguel would come in and fix everything. That's kind of what I got from those old stories. Kicked it with the Soja guys and Pepper and Pacifier, Common Kings. I mean, you name it. It was just a really fun time, and it was great catching up with people. And I met Jim Knoll, who's Brad Knoll's father, Brad Knoll of Sublime. Got to tell him, that his son's music got me through a lot when I was a kid, and my mom died the same year that Brad died, and it was a rough year for me. So Sublime's music was, they were one of those bands that just got me through. So I got to tell him that, and it was very awesome moment for me. So thanks to everybody that came to the stage and watched us. It was just a great time. I'm getting DMs and seeing stories and stuff, just people saying how great our set was, and it's just amazing. So we're jumping back on tour with Iration tonight. It is at the Rialto in Tucson. Then we're gonna make our way back east, San Antonio, Tulsa, Lawrence, Sauget, Illinois. Sauget, anybody? Bueller. Louisville, Kentucky, Nashville, Columbus, Cleveland, Indianapolis, McKees Rocks, which is Pittsburgh, Lombard, Illinois. Actually, Irish is not playing the Lombard show. It's just us and Iatera. So come out for that, the Brower House, February 26th. Grand Rapids, Minneapolis, Milwaukee, Des Moines, and yeah, Des Moines is the last show of the tour with Iration. So looking forward to getting back with those guys. We did Bakersfield last week, the first night of the tour, and just had a great time. So I'm really stoked to see a lot of familiar faces and a lot of new people to get into the band. So grab tickets at ballyhoorocks.com. I'm going to do some more YouTube stuff and some more podcast stuff. I brought all my gear with me, so hoping to do some more Song of the Day stuff and maybe some vlogs, who knows. But go to my YouTube channel, Howi Spangler. Check that out. Hit me up on Instagram. Hit me up at a DM. Let me know how you're doing. Let's talk about life. All right, let's start the show. This is episode 101, Tales from the Green Room, featuring Moy Juarez of Tomorrow's Bad Seeds. Here we go. Moy, what's going on? How you doing, bud?
I'm doing good, Howie. It's a pleasure to have you on the line with me, bud.
Yeah, man. I'm I guess your management hit me up about this, and I was like, yeah, man. I haven't talked to those guys in a long time, so.
Yeah, exactly, dude. I'm stoked. What's new with you, bud?
Oh man, everything, just working.
Everything. You're killing it. I know, man. I love it. I love the entrepreneurship.
It's good to be busy.
Yeah, I love the entrepreneurship. My boy Hector that's helping manage this right now, he was showing me a lot of your videos of the DIY stuff,
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's nobody's gonna do it for you. You got to do it yourself.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I just picked up all the hats. I'm going super in on this next year's orders for merch and everything, maxing out all the cards.
Oh, right on. Been there.
You know all about it, right?
I know all about it.
Yeah, man. But yeah, everything's good, man. I'm about to go on tour on the 16th with Tunnel Vision. This band from Guam called, I think, do you know them? Oh yeah, you met Frankie and those guys, the John Dance Show. You just got off tour with them, right?
I did, yeah. I was just looking at your tour dates. I saw that. Yeah, those guys are great.
Yeah, those guys are awesome, dude. Those guys are rad. They love like all our style of music, which is like your style of music too,
They are really big fans, and it was funny. They were like, they were totally fangirling when Ted from Past Fire was around for a couple days.
Yeah,
it was funny to watch, but yeah, they were cool, man. They were definitely picking my brain a little bit, and
super talented.
Yeah,
too.
very talented. They sound great. The harmonies are just killer, and those guys are
everything's on point.
As soon as they start getting hitting the road more, this year, it's gonna.
Yeah,
they're gonna come up.
Like if they want to do it, they gotta move out to the States.
Yeah. They said it's pretty expensive to get out here and make the flight and all that stuff, but.
We're actually going to Guam with them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we're going to Guam. We took off on the 19th to Hawaii, played a couple shows in Hawaii, then we played a couple shows in Guam, and I was able to swing Japan, bro.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked right now. These guys in Japan they work like more later at night when they talk to me, so they don't talk to me till like 3 in the morning, dude. So I got to be ready to talk to them every night at 3 in the morning.
Yeah, how many shows?
3 shows: Osaka, Nagoya, and I think Tokyo.
Man, that's great. You gonna spend any time, or are you gonna get in and out?
Yeah, no, we're doing 3 weeks, man. I was able to get like 5. We're pretty much doing, because you know how it is, man. We can't do like Monday, Tuesday shows, really,
Yeah.
So these are all weekend shows. So we're flying in on a Wednesday to Hawaii, and then playing hopefully Thursday. But I got Friday and Saturday for sure booked, maybe Sunday, and then we'll chill for a day or two, and then leave on Tuesday. And then it takes a day. When you leave on Tuesday, you land on Wednesday in Guam, they say.
Wow.
So then we'll land on Wednesday in Guam, hang out for a couple of days. We were supposed to have 3 shows in Guam, but maybe something might have happened with one of them. So we might only have 2. But we'll be there till the 3rd, and we only have 2 shows. So we're going to have like 4 days off and 2 days on type of thing.
That's great, man.
3 days on to 4 days on,
Yeah. When you take a trip like that, you got to have a few days to be able to check it out.
And in my opinion, it's not beneficial. I mean, you could try to do the shows on Mondays and Tuesdays, but it's not going to be as popping.
Yeah. I obviously want to maximize your time and be smart about it for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when you're going that far, and it's probably travel expenses are probably pretty crazy for that as well. So.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's go back. Let's go way back. I remember playing with you guys the first time. You did an acoustic set It was you and Sean back in the day, and we played at the Malibu Inn together.
Oh man, you know what's crazy? How is my memory so shot, and when people start talking about old school stuff, it really just brings it back. Yeah, man, I remember that now. That was like the first time we ever met.
Yeah, it was cool, man. Cause I'd heard of you guys, and we were out. I don't know if it was '06 or '07, but it was one of our first times in California. It might have been late '06, and yeah, you guys got up there, and
Did I sing? Who did we play with? Was it us? Was it Dirty Heads or who was it?
no, I think it was like, was it Can't Hang?
Oh my God, it was Can't Hang, huh? And Katie, she booked that back then.
That's right. Oh my God, man.
I love Katie.
Yeah, those. It's weird to think about that time, right? It's like everything seems so simple when looking back.
Yeah, right. It wasn't yeah. I don't even know how to say it wasn't as saturated as it is now too.
Yeah, I mean it was hard, absolutely. It was harder than it is now, I guess, but it was sort of like the Wild West of this genre, you know, the dawn of the era, maybe. Because for what I look at it as like all this stuff came from Sublime, you know.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Yeah. And
I mean that's I was just talking about that I did a podcast a weed podcast last night, and I talked about the same thing. Like, you can't forget that that's literally the godfather of our stuff, you know?
yeah, yeah, it's interesting. It's like, and you know, some people could argue that, you know, Sublime and Brad Knoll, they weren't the first to do this type of music, but whenever I hear that, it's like, well, yeah, at the same time, it's really what ignited it, you know. It like that
It's like Bob Marley, same thing,
yeah,
you know. Like, he wasn't the first to do it for sure, but he ignited a lot of it, you know.
Yeah, it was like the spark, you know, and people got motivated. So 10 years after Brad is gone, you've got these bands starting, you know, reggae punk bands in their garage, basement, whatever, and
you know what I call it? I call it punk rasta.
Punk Rasta. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, we're punk rastas, bro. That's what we are.
Right on.
In my opinion, that's what I like to call the genre, punk rasta genre.
Yeah, well that's what's great about it is that there's a lot of flavors. There's many flavors, you know, and not every band is the same. There's always something different going on, you know. And the bands that are doing something cool and different and doing it well are the ones that are very they're sticking out, you know.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like you were just talking about Pacifier. I mean, to me, they're one of the most underrated bands in the whole scene.
Yeah.
They're so freaking talented and so good.
Yeah, 100%.
They really, really are. I mean, so are you guys, dude. Man, you got great vocals, great songwriting, and you own that stage.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, we try to throw a party, you know.
Yeah, I know. What's up, dude? I miss playing with you guys.
Are you cleaning right now?
I'm doing a couple of things right now. Is it too loud for you?
It's actually kind of loud. Yeah, it's like.
Okay. Sorry about that.
No worries.
My bad.
It's all good.
I was putting some food away.
Yeah, for sure. I understand dad life, man. I know how it goes.
I love it though. It's the best, isn't it? I mean, how old are your kids? Are they like 9 and 10? Probably.
9 and 5.
Okay, yeah, 9 and 5. Okay. Yeah, mine. I have a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old and a 9-year-old stepdaughter.
Wow.
So we're like in the same boat, but we only have 2 of the kids half of the time because they're with their other parents.
Right.
Me and my girl have 1 kid together.
It's exciting.
And that's enough.
It is totally enough. Yeah, the fun never stops.
Yeah, dude, that's the crazy thing is when I had my first one, you know, as soon as she was getting out of the baby stage, I was about to have my second one. And now that my second one is slowly getting out of the baby stage, it's like, maybe, damn, do I want another one?
Yeah.
I want to stay in this zone right here.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's a very, very fun area to be in. Like when the kids are like 2-3 years old, they're like so awesome and just cool, you know.
Exactly.
But my fiance and I decided a while back to like, all right, that's it. 2's enough. Like, you know, we don't want to go back to that baby life. Like it's rad. Like we have friends with some babies and we get to like hold them and stuff. But like my kids can do things for themselves now, and I can have conversations with them and do,
Yeah. You have a boy and a girl, right? You have a boy and a girl or two girls?
yeah, boy and a girl.
Yeah. See, I want a girl. I have two boys.
Ah, right. Yeah.
That's what I think. But then I don't want it. I'm scared too. I'm over it. I can't handle it.
Yeah, you might shoot yourself in the foot trying to get the girl,
Yeah, exactly. Get another boy.
Get another boy. Yeah. It's my kids are awesome though. They're super cool and really like pleasant people, for the most part. And I mean, they're kids, but
Yeah.
they use their manners and they're soft spoken and
That's awesome.
yeah, they're just awesome kids, man. So I'm definitely blessed, So yeah, so I want to say that was like '06 or maybe early '07 when we first met you guys and had a fun show at the Malibu Inn and I don't think we really did any like real touring together until Warped Tour.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, Warped Tour. Yeah, Warped Tour is probably the only time we toured together. Like,
yeah.
I guess we did one-offs together, right? We like a couple shows here and there.
Yeah, there'd be some one-offs or like maybe some like festivals or something, but never like any.
A lot of festivals for sure.
Yeah, never extensive touring, but yeah, Warped Tour, man.
Yeah.
And you guys had already done it. We did our first time was summer 2012, and you guys I think did it the year before as well, right? In 2011.
We did it 10, 11, and 12.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, the first 2 years we only did 3 weeks, and then the last year we did with you guys, because you guys did the whole thing too, right? Or was it 2 weeks?
Yeah, it was the whole thing.
Yeah, we did the last year we did the whole thing too.
Yeah, we got the offer from Kevin, and we were like, you know what? If we're gonna do this, we're gonna do the whole damn thing,
Yeah.
Who knows if we'll get this offer again? So we just took it, and ran with it.
And then look at it now. They barely do it now, right?
I mean, it's over. It's done. They did like
a reunion show type thing or a farewell show.
Yeah, it was like the 25th anniversary, like farewell, and or 24th maybe. But yeah, it was. They had like 4 shows and on the coast, like 2 shows on the East Coast, 2 shows on the West Coast, I think. And so I think they were all sold out, but the lineups were pretty crazy. But yeah, I think it was just getting time. It's just like, I mean, he ran that thing for 2.5 decades, and it's a lot to run something like that, and he did a great job.
Oh yeah.
But I think the music
industry. Kevin Zinger.
Yeah.
And the whole Warped Tour crew.
Yeah. The crew was insane. Like to be able to put together that thing every morning, in like an hour and a half. It was just an incredible feat.
Yeah. It's cool too how you wouldn't know your set times for the morning of.
Yeah. You wouldn't find out till like 8 or 9. Yeah.
It's pretty fair as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, it was a cool, like it kept you on your toes. Like, I mean, there'll be nights where like I've heard that this is true, and I think it happened to us once or twice where if Kevin would see you out partying, your band out partying, like, at the barbecue or whatever that later that night, he would put you on first the next day. And I don't know if that's official or how true that is, but I feel like it definitely happened to us once or twice. I know it happened to us in Tampa or St. Pete.
It's crazy too. Or helping set up merch early in the morning when it's blazing hot.
Yeah.
That shit was brutal, but you know what? It was worth every moment. I loved it.
It was such exposure, man. Like, and the bands that did well are the ones that like worked hard and like.
What stage was the name of the stage we were on? Was it the Marley stage?
We were on the Marley stage, yeah.
So that was when T Mills and all those guys were a part of it, right?
Yeah, T Mills, G-Eazy.
Yeah, G-Eazy blew up, bro.
Yeah, he did.
Remember, we didn't think anything like that. Then
boom. Yeah. Next thing I know, he's like trying to make out with Britney on the VMAs. It's like, damn.
No, yeah, he's trying to battle Drake.
Yeah, it was. That was cool, man. That was cool. He's a G-Eazy, a really nice guy too. He was every time I talked to him, he was always.
You're right. I told him he was the more like goody two shoes type of guy too.
Yeah. He was also cordial, and he always looked fresh. His hair slicked back.
Yeah, he was a nice kid.
Yeah, T Mills has a show on MTV now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, MTV2 or something like that. Like it's like a catfish type of show or something like that, or like people wondering why their best friends bailed on them or something, and then getting the best friends back together or something. I just saw like a preview on YouTube one day, but
all right on.
Yeah, good for him.
I saw him on ridiculousness not too long ago.
Oh, it's nice. Yeah, it's really
Yeah,
cool to see people that we worked with or toured with or something in the past. Like it's interesting the path that people take, and it's just I love watching people win and seeing the success. Man, it makes me feel good.
yeah, me too. Especially people that work hard for it,
Yeah,
like yourself.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I definitely we work hard, and you can definitely feel it. When you put in the time and the hours and the years and all that. It's been 25 years for us this year.
Yeah, right,
It's been a long time,
dude.
but
I'm almost hitting my 20-year mark myself.
yeah. And the good thing about it is that if you love it, it doesn't feel like work, right?
It's not work at all. This is like just it's a way of life, and it is like every day, It's
Yeah.
not work at all to me anymore at all. I mean, I don't do anything that's work. I do everything I love.
Yeah, that's an amazing position to be in, and it takes a lot of time and effort to get to that point.
Yeah, it does.
I was
Like I'm taking a dab right now talking to you, baby.
right on.
It's a struggle. My sister has something tattooed on her arm, really dope. And I've been trying to formulate a cool song out of it for the last couple months. She's tried to tattoo for all, but she says life is a beautiful struggle when you do what you love.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
really is.
absolutely.
But what were we gonna say? I'm sorry to cut you
Oh,
off.
no worries. I was going to ask you. So tell me about the band. Tell me about you and when you got started in music and when Tomorrow's Bad Seeds came together.
All right, so it's a crazy kind of long story, but it's good too. Metz and I, Metz, my guitar player,
Mm-hmm.
he's like my brother. Him and I are the ones who linked up together first through a mutual friend of ours named Omar, and we were surfing at the break wall, and we were both going through a breakup at the same time, kind of. And Metz was going through a breakup with the woman who's currently now his wife and the mother of his children. So his breakup worked out. Mine obviously didn't. But yeah, we started hanging out at the break wall. And, I came from a long history of playing music already, and I was on TV shows doing like b-boying and music videos, and I was on a reality TV show called Pop Stars and won a whole bunch of money, got signed by Warner Brothers, and that kind of fell on my lap. Like I didn't even know what I was doing when I did. I just auditioned because some friends told me about it, and it worked out. But then 9/11 happened, and the whole thing fell apart because real media was being, real shit was being talked about.
Right.
And then, at the same time, me and my chick started breaking up and started hanging out at the break while we surfed. And then Metz and I just started hanging out. He would bring his guitar, and he just played Sublime songs, and we would just jam Sublime or like RX Bandits, the Deviants. I'd sing some Stevie Wonder. We just mashed up our stuff, and we started going for it. I pretty much started dragging him out of the spots because he was always shy. But I was just dragging him out of the spot to come play shows, and we started playing little acoustic shows at places. And then before you knew it, we formed a band. And we were looking for a name, and we were rehearsing in my garage at the time, where it was like my bedroom at my spot at my mom's house back in the day. And I always loved the name Tomorrow's Bad Seeds because it was a graffiti crew. I wasn't a part of the graffiti crew. Metz was a part of it, and the guy Omar that introduced us was a part of it too, and a whole bunch of other friends. I was a b-boy that like hung out with them and knew about graph writing, but I wasn't very talented at writing graphs, so I never tried really. I tried tagging, but then I was like, what am I doing? Writing on walls? That's nothing. It's not even cool looking. It looks ugly. So, we all hung out like that. And then, when I thought about the name, I just really pushed for that name because it was already a well-known name in our neighborhood by all our homies, So to start a band like that would be kind of, what the hell? And it worked for us, All our friends kind of knew already what it was when they heard the name, and they came to check it out and started doing really good in our city. But that's how Tomorrow's Bad Seeds pretty much formed. But then throughout the years, we've had so many lineup changes now, We had a solid lineup when you met us, like with Andre, Pat, me, and Sean, and Metz. But in the last 4 years, Sean hasn't played with us, and Dre hasn't played with us in the last year. He played with us recently for a show, for a tailgating party for iHeartRadio for the Chargers, but he's on van life. He's doing van life with his chick. They live all over the country in their badass Sprinter van.
Wow. That's fun.
But yeah, yeah, it sounds like fun, huh?
Yeah.
No kids.
Yeah. Just get out there and go.
But I want to bring my kids.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that's how I kind of got started, But now we have so many lineup changes. Like right now, who's playing? Even Metz isn't coming on this next tour.
Oh, really?
He's got some stuff. He's got some stuff he's got to stay home for. But Metz is my partner still. That's my right hand man. He's my dog. It's him and I who started this. But yeah, you know, him and I started it, and you know, I just don't see myself stopping anytime soon. I love it, and we create a path and you know, a zone, and I'm just trying to create and you know, get it anywhere I can and play. And this, like even this whole thing I got going on in Hawaii, Guam, and Japan. It all started with Guam and John Dank boys and my boy Jason J. You know, and then I was able to try to maneuver to get the other things to happen because we're in that area. And now I'm even trying to look at Bali real quick because Bali's on like $170 plane ticket from there.
Wow.
Bali's like $1,800 plane ticket from here right now, you know? Or maybe
Oh,
$1,400.
shit. Wow. So probably even worse from the East Coast.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Exactly.
Damn.
But, you know, just trying to maneuver. You know what it is, Howie. You work your ass off too, dude.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you just gotta make the moves, man. You know?
Yeah, stay persistent.
If you're not making the moves, somebody else is. And, you know, shit's not gonna move like you want it to, you know?
Yeah.
I'd say that earlier. All the time. It's like you're the one that's in control. Like nobody, the only person standing in your way is you. You know, like you can't blame anybody. Even when like shit goes south, it's not anybody's fault, and it's not necessarily your fault. Like things happen, but it's how you deal with it. It's how you.
Yeah, 100%.
You
That's
know
what they say, right? Like, okay, 90% of what happens to you is how you deal with it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
10% is just going to happen no matter what, but the other 90% is how you react to it.
Yeah, mindset is everything.
Yeah, 100%. I always think about that. That's why I love that Expendable song, "A Positive Mind."
Mm-hmm.
It's really just as long as you stay on that, you know, optimistic level. Yes, the glass is always full, baby. Let's pour another round.
Yeah, I think you got to set your expectations reasonably. You know, it's like you love the process, you love what you do, and you know this can lead to something great, and you can pay bills with this. You know, but don't, you know, reach for the stars for sure, but like don't expect it all to just come at once. And you know, you have to put in the work and see it all through, you know. And for myself, like I feel like we've come so far. It's been 25 years of this band, and you know, to just stop just because I feel like it's not where I think it should be, it would be like in vain, you know, of everything, of missing, you know, some certain milestones with my kids, and missing time with the family, and missing time with friends.
Especially those two. You know?
Yeah.
Those are like the ones that really are the important ones when you really go into that level of your life. You know, that's what I'm feeling the most. And you know that way more than I know it.
Yeah.
So I'm just starting it, you know, and like I'm like, holy shit. And Metz went through this while we were on tour in the beginning days, like you did. You know, his daughter's 14 and his son's 10. It's like my heart kills. I'm going to go on tour right now and leave both my boys. I'm like, how do people do this? You know?
It's not easy, and like my kids now, they, you know, they were raised on it. I mean, I was touring before they were born, so they've just kind of grown up with it, and so they get bummed out when I have to leave, you know. But I'm always trying to be like, okay, you know, let's look at the calendar, like I'm going to be back this day, or you know, and mom's going to help you, you know, count the days down, things like that. You can put an X like on every day.
Thank God for FaceTime, you know.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't know how guys did it.
Changed the game.
Yeah,
I know, dude.
I know, man. It's to be able to see them is awesome.
Yeah, it's the best, dude. Next level, next level, dude.
So, how many records you guys have?
Full records, we have 3. We have a hidden one that was in 4, but that's when the whole band fell apart. I mean, are we getting into nitty gritty stuff, or are we trying to keep it nice and tight for the people?
Dude, we can talk about whatever you want. Go as far as you want.
You know, I'm not trying to talk shit, you know, but you know, just when you know, Chaps and his dad, like they were running our business, which is Sean, my old guitar player, and his dad, and they just, you know, didn't do a good job, you know, like, and then when it all came down, they kind of just bounced on everybody, and we have never settled anything with transparency of anything. We were all partners, even on the Masters, we're partners, you know, in the LLC, but they're nowhere to be found. You can't get a hold of those guys, and you know, it's just like, it's a bummer, you know what I mean? Because all the hard work you put in, but then you think it's never going to happen to you because you hear all the horror stories as you're going through it. And I looked at his pops because he was like managing us, like he was a dad to me, you know, too. I really did. I respected that man. But at the end of it all, the way it all ended and went down, and like, I was able to maintain it. I mean, one of the last words his dad told me was, "Good luck trying to maintain the band." And I was like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna tell me that?" I'm like, "Watch me, bro.
Wow.
Watch me. Like you're not gonna tell me no." Just like you said, like what? And that's
Yeah.
the thing. We gave him. He did a great job though. I guess in the beginning, because I was nervous and didn't know how to start it, and kind of just wanted to give the power and the reins to somebody else. So that's how it happened.
And this is your
You know.
manager?
And then, yeah, that's how he started managing us. And at first, he invested in our first record, and Chaps was playing in the band, and supposedly his dad had been a radio executive under Benny Medina at Warner Brothers back in the day, and definitely had been on tracks and done stuff, and claimed to have drummed for Stevie Wonder at one point, like for a show or two. But I believe it's a lie. But anyhow, so gave him the benefit of the doubt, and then when we were all playing back then, money was coming in for us too. We were climbing the ladder,
Yeah.
And then we decided. Then we got hit after Warped Tour, that 2012 Warped Tour with because Sean had been talking to this guy named. Did you remember Michael Choi? He was T Mills' a MD. Remember that Korean dude that was from England? Do you remember him?
Oh yeah. I do remember.
Yeah, so they gravitated towards each other, and Choi started telling Chaps, not the divide and conquer type things, but change your name type stuff. Let's try a different project type stuff.
Oh.
And so Chaps, wanted to do that. They hit me at the studio with, "What do you think about the name Life?" And I was like, "What do you mean? What do you think about the name Life?" He was like, "Because we started a whole other band for a second, right?"
Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah. And I'm like, "Life is cool." He's like, "What do you think about the name?" I'm like, "For what?" And I'll never remember. We're at the studio, the Pepper Studio now. That was our studio before. Before it was Pennywise's. It was our studio for like 8 years. And that was our spot. And we were in there. I walked in. We were about to have like a rehearsal. And I was like, "What?" I'm like, "Life is cool, but we're tomorrow's bad seeds." And it was like, "No, and that's when Troy came in and we started talking and Chap's dad. I didn't want to bite the hand. I was going against the grain. We were supposed to have our third record done with Lewis Richards.
Yeah.
From 17th Street,
Mm-hmm.
but it ended up getting done by Damon Elliott that did Pink's Platinum album. So, it wasn't a bad look either, but I didn't really want to go that route. And shout out to Damon Elliott. He's actually in the reggae scene now too. He goes as Nomad. Have you heard about him? He's out in Hawaii.
I haven't.
Oh yeah, so he's cool though. He's dope. He's a dope musician and everything. But but that was the direction that was going, and then things changed, and then we tried that Life thing for a little bit, and it did cool. It was chill, but it wasn't tomorrow's bad seeds,
Mm-hmm.
And then the heart goes where the heart wants. You know what I mean?
Right.
And we started playing the game, started getting a little bit of momentum, and then again, a freaking outburst with Sean and his dad, and they bounced and disappeared. But for the most part, fuck man, this Bradley Noel punk rock reggae shit is the vibe of the corner that I come from. Just like you, right?
Yeah, I think for us, I always say that like, we're definitely in the we're a part of the American reggae scene, what is now known as the American reggae scene. But and as I said earlier, there's many flavors, and we are always on the side of the rock, like the reggae rock, the punk rock and the ska and all that. And we're not like a roots band, we're not a traditional reggae band, nothing like that. I've always done it like Brad Knoll did it, and the style of Sublime, just nobody can touch the way they did it. They were their own thing, obviously, but I definitely draw many influences from that sound, and so that's where I feel like I've said this before, but in like 06, 07, 08, something like that, like things are really starting to pop off for us. We had 3 albums out by then, by like 08, 09, and things were really popping, and like and then started seeing like Revolution and Iration and like Slightly Stupid in these bands, and they were playing more of that kind of relaxed, they call it Cali reggae, at least on this side. And so it's like more rootsy, more chill. Like Reb has a lot of Reb and Iration are very pop as well. Like they have like pop melodies and stuff, but it's very chill and not as like in your face and aggressive as we are. And I feel like there was a change where people really gravitated to that, and we became kind of a niche thing, and so things sort of kind of level out a little bit. And there were definitely many moments in the early 2010s where we were starting to, like, we'd get these little positive, upwards moments. Like we'd start getting radio play, and we did the Warped Tour, and then we 311 cruise. Like all these things are starting to happen. But then over that time, the kind of more roots and the more chill reggae stuff became very popular, and it is what it is now. And we've seen Stick Figure like just soar right to the top. And I'm happy for all these guys. It's great. So it just felt like there was a little bit of a left turn for us, and so it's not like we've been, struggling, and like we do well still. But there was that moment where I felt like, oh yeah, shit's gonna be crazy here pretty soon, and then it kind of, we just didn't
Yeah,
have
I
the right
remember.
flavor or something,
I remember. I totally remember the same thing. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
That's like the same time that we changed the whole vibe, the whole other thing. Yeah.
yeah. I never wanted to be like the type to go with whatever's popular. Like I don't.
Yeah.
We may pull some elements here because it's fun, but like I don't ever. We're still playing punk rock. I feel like let's talk about this. How do you feel about just the state of rock music in general, and that all encompassing punk, whatever.
It's
But
like it's not dead, but it's like hard to keep it alive. But I'm still trying to keep it alive too. But I
yeah,
do it all. I try to do hip hop, R&B, blues, punk rock, ska. Our shit has a little bit of everything like that too. But I feel like there's a revision of it coming back around. Honestly, I feel like there's more bands like this whole next tour that I'm doing. I'm trying to coin the idea of calling it the Punk Rasta Party because I'm bringing out Tunnel Vision, which likes to play punk and reggae. I'm bringing out the John Dank Show, which is not your traditional Guam Island reggae band.
mm,
We're bringing out Pacific Roots from Santa Cruz, and they're being brought out under the Expendables, so they're more on that vibe too. Crooked Trees is going to be hitting the road with us on the end of the little part of the run, and they're like more hip hop reggae.
mm,
So I definitely feel like I'm trying to help push the surgeons for the more, I guess, like you call it, American reggae. I like to call it punk rasta reggae.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
But I feel like we could get our surgeons. So I think yours is happening right now too, brother. I think you're killing it. So I don't know if I'm just looking from the outside in and I don't know shit, but I love everything you do. I love your graphics. I love your presentation, your online presence, all that stuff you're doing. But I've always loved you too because you're just a really good human being. And I'm not just saying that for the people that hear us talk, like we're big upping each other. You're an awesome dude. You always have been, Howie.
thanks, man.
My
Thanks,
little
dude.
boy wants to sit on me, so if he makes noise, I'm sorry.
No worries, man. Bring your kid to
Yeah,
work
but
day
it's
every
the
day
truth,
for
man.
me.
You know what it is. Yeah, but it's the truth, man. Like I've known you for a long time, bro, and though we've never done extensive touring, we've always respected each other and played shows with each other, and I've always admired you and appreciated you.
Yeah, man.
I think you're dope.
Yeah, I always thought you had a cool voice, and you guys always had like a rock show, and I really appreciated that. Especially like I think we were on the Marley stage in 2012. It was like you, us, the Green. I think it was supposed to be. We were supposed to kind of fill that void, like we were popular in our scene. So Kevin probably wanted that, and but it's still like we still were able to bring the rock, just because that's just who we are naturally, saw you guys at One Love. I guess it was 2018, and you guys were rocking it, man. You had this big crowd in front of you, and it was just I hadn't seen you in probably since like Warped Tour, and
Yeah, probably. It's been
yeah,
a while.
and it was like, oh yeah, these guys rock out. I'd forgotten about that.
Don't forget, Howie.
No, not at all. Never again. Now for the section where we pay the bills.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. I'm trying to come through. I'm trying to plan something in July. So our new move is to move to Pat's family lives in New Jersey. So we're gonna migrate to New Jersey every summer from now on. Because I don't know if I'm gonna make that drive through the middle of the country anymore, dude. I don't know if I'm into it anymore.
I mean, it is
I rather
long.
just, I rather just, maybe we'll go as far in as we can from both ends, but the middle, I'm sorry, unless you guys fly us out there, like I'm good on that. But no disrespect, and anybody is stuck in the middle. But I've been stuck in the middle for a long time myself.
Oh
But
man.
but yeah, I think we're gonna go to Pat's family's house, stay there, relocate, and we have a whole bunch of gear.
What up,
He has a
kid?
whole bunch of yeah, he's sorry. He has a whole bunch of they got rooms and they got all the gear, and we just have to rent a vehicle. And I think we're gonna try to do, like, I call it the star or the moon. We're gonna go up towards your guys' area first, maybe for the first weekend, then come home for Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Then Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays go back out. But we're gonna be going out like at an angle from the top going down, and then end in Florida.
So start in Maine,
And
Boston, shoot
and
down.
have
Yeah.
it's like what you guys would do, right? Pretty much. But you guys
Yeah.
go all because you guys are all the tops. You guys probably do a loop, right?
Yeah, I mean, we don't get up to Maine very much. It is very far from here. Like it's probably a good 12 hours from where I live. It's people
Where do
don't
you live right
realize
now?
I live just north of Baltimore. I'm like 20 minutes from Delaware. Like I'm right northern Maryland,
Oh, okay.
upper Chesapeake.
Oh, yeah, so you guys are from Maryland.
Yeah, yeah.
Sure.
So like, for us, like people don't realize like how far up and out like the country goes when you're talking about Maine. But Portland is a great city to play in, and obviously Boston. And if you can I've always wanted to have like a clear, solid path from like Portland through Boston down, through Rhode Island, New York, Jersey, Philly, obviously Maryland, and then down through the Carolinas, Virginia, and down to Florida. And
Exactly.
so we've always tried to do that, and then usually we go out to Ohio and back, or out to Chicago and back. So
That's exactly what we want to do, pretty much. That's what I want. I want to, like, go all the way up north for the first weekend or the first week if we can, then keep coming downwards. But pretty much, I guess so. So New Jersey to all the way up is 12 hours. So that'd be dumb to try to go all the way up to come all the way back down. You have
yeah,
to stay there for a whole week and a half, and then when we get back down towards Jersey, be going down the other way. But yeah, we're gonna probably just make his house our spot. That's what we decided this summer. So what do you got going on this summer?
so we're looking at summer right now. We're kind of locking up our spring, and typically we like to support. We like to try to support. So we're always on the lookout for bigger bands looking for support. And
That's what we are. That's what we do too. But we haven't been taken out by anybody.
yeah, it's hard, man. There's a lot of bands now, and a lot of
I guess I can't say that. Long Beach Dub Watchers took us out, and it was radical. It was dope.
yeah, I'm sure that was awesome. I'd love to tour with those guys.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite bands for sure.
Well, it was dope. We got to tour with Marshall and Opie, and Opie's actually is becoming one of my really good friends right now. We've been hanging out a lot. We just went camping this last summer. It's pretty cool. He just did a dope tattoo on me. Do you know our friend Tokotachi that died?
Yeah.
So they all got this dope tattoo on them that says "Viva la Vida," and I've been trying to get this tattoo for like 10 years. And I could have got it by somebody else, obviously, to replicate it. It's online, you can find it, but it's created by Opie, and he's always denied me. And after this last tour, I was like, "What's up, bro? Can I get it now?" And he fucking just gave it to me like 2 days ago.
You got to get in the circle of trust, man.
Yeah, for sure.
know?
He's for sure one that's like that too.
He just pulled a De Niro on you.
Yeah, he's always talking shit to me too, trying to keep me in my place. I'm like, man, I'm humble. I'm good, bro. He's like, you gotta humble yourself. Like, chill out, dude. So those guys are gangsters,
Yeah. Yeah,
They
absolutely.
really are.
Yeah,
We should all do a song together, me, you, and Opie.
yeah, I would love to. I met those guys years ago, and I've been like in contact with Jack Manis for 17,
Yeah, Jack
18
didn't
years.
Jack didn't come on tour with us. Tim and Tim came for like 2 of the shows, and then the rest was like dope cats from like the Expanders. You know the Expanders, right?
Yeah.
Like Devin, he's not in the Expanders anymore. He's more in Long Beach Dub, but him and Roger Rivas from the Agalites, that's who plays in Long Beach Dub now.
Nice.
Yeah, it's tight, dude. Like, they kill it.
That's cool. Yeah, I caught them at it wasn't it wasn't One Love, but it was at the Queen Mary. It was back in 2012. I saw them, um,
So you
and
saw the original lineup.
yeah, yeah. I don't think Ross one was there though. I can't remember.
Bud Gaw was playing drums.
Uh, no, I think Marshall was playing drums.
Oh, oh, he was.
I think so. Yeah, yeah. I didn't see Bud. Um, but yeah, and they were great. I hadn't seen them since I think I saw them in '99, maybe 2000. Yeah, 2000. I saw them at a ski resort in Pennsylvania.
Oh, right on. Cool.
Yeah, it was like a radio show. It was funny. It's the weirdest lineup too. It was like they were headlining, and then before that, it was like Suicide Machines and Good Charlotte and Lit. It was like the weirdest
Oh,
lineup,
Lit's dope though. Lit's dope though.
Oh, they were great. Yeah, they were great.
But it is a obscure lineup.
Yeah, yeah, and it was right when Good Charlotte was about to pop. Like they just signed, I think, and it was right before their first record came out, and then they just, I mean, just smashed.
I love those guys. Dude.
So what's going on? So are you making a record, or what are we doing here?
I've been working on a record. I've been working on putting out some cool stuff. I'm actually burning and bootlegging my own stuff too, because you know you gotta do what you gotta do. But I'm bootlegging. I'm making two compilation CDs of like 22 songs on them each, a black one and a white one, and then I found an old acoustic CD that we had duplicated a long time ago, but we never put out. Like as far as on iTunes, so a lot of stuff won't ever be on iTunes still, but I'm gonna have it at the shows if people want it.
That's pretty cool, man.
Cool little B-side. I created one called Tomorrow's B-side, a little B-side one that's like fully. I'm like kind of weird. I probably shouldn't put out two of the songs because they're fully like. They're not, if you ever get to hear me, tell me if they're booty or not. Recording isn't that solid, but I'm like whatever, dude. Give the people rawness. The auto-tune's cool, and Melodyne's cool, and we can all get down with that kind of stuff, but give the people the raw, out-of-tune, punk rock part of it.
Yeah, I mean, if you listen to Sublime's Everything Under the Sun, it's full of that stuff.
Yeah, and that's what gives it the texture and the fucking vibe,
Makes it special. And
yeah,
I think
you know what I mean?
I think the biggest shame would be to not release stuff. It's one thing if you don't feel good about it and you just don't want anyone to hear it. That's one thing. But if you're like, oh, that's pretty cool, like people should hear it. If you have like no plans to re-record it or revisit it or whatever, but you've got this cool little recording of this song on acoustic guitar or whatever, why not? I think the fans would appreciate it. I love that kind of stuff.
That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna do a new SoundCloud because I don't have control over some of the things. I have for the most part, like we have control over our YouTube and all that kind of stuff too. But I want to get our YouTube cracked like that because I see what you're doing too. But man, it's hard for me to do all that and everything else that I'm doing. I don't even know how you do it. I really have no help. Really, I do it all by myself for the most part. Well, lately, that guy Hector has been helping out as manager. Has been helping. But you know who's managing us right now is Jared Sagawa. Yes, Sagawa. Remember, he was our merch guy on Warped Tour. But he's also he is now 14 Youth Manager, and he runs Three Cornerstone. And he helped start One Love, and he helps with Beach Life. He's doing really well. I mean, I really respect the guy. I'm stoked to have him help me. He's been kind of stepping up to the plate and assuming the managerial things. Because I don't want to do that stuff, dude. I don't even want to run the merch. I'm watching you talk about packaging and sending out while I'm packaging and sending out. I saw that, listen to that podcast. My boy sent it to me, and I'm literally sitting there doing it myself. I'm about to do it right now in a little bit too with the flyers for this tour.
Yeah.
So I get it. I'm trying to, but that's what it is. You just got to figure it out and do it and get it done.
Yeah, I mean, people, like I said, people aren't going to do it for you. You just have to do it, and you can absolutely like bring someone on to help for sure. But at least it's getting done. Otherwise it's shit's just sitting there. Like if I order these CDs and I just let them sit in the box, nobody's gonna ship them out for me.
Exactly.
I set up the store. I use ShipStation to link everything together. I get the orders. I print the shit. I got a label printer. I got the scale. I did everything. just all the packaging. I just send it out. It's actually kind of fun.
I just did that, and Hector was the one who helped me a lot with that. And now we got it going, and he helps me. I've been subcontracting him just because I need somebody,
Yeah.
And he's been helping out a lot. Because nobody else in the band really will soon that wants to assume any of that responsibility. And that's just the truth.
Yeah, it definitely takes a special kind of person to take all that on, because a lot of artists don't really care to do that, and I think I think it's a mistake when the artist just sort of leaves it up to everyone else. I think someone needs to take charge, and you have to know your
Of course.
business, and like you said, you didn't do the business for all those years and you ended up getting fucked over, and that's what happens if you're not paying attention. People start taking liberties, you know, and it's
Yeah,
important. It's important
exactly.
to keep your eye on it. It's your business.
Exactly. Nobody's gonna do it for you, like you said, bro. And honestly, that's why I kind of was on that direction in the beginning, but it was overwhelming, and I wanted help, and I thought the person that I was reaching for, which was dad, could really help. But
Yeah,
looking back, I should have just assumed the position then, and got it cracking because you know what I mean. Like, what's the difference? You know,
yeah,
like I waited 10 years, and now I'm having to catch up. But honestly, I've learned a lot of stuff that I didn't know before because I never set up a merch store. I never did any of that, and I'll be real, I still didn't really do it this time. Hector showed me how to do it.
yeah. And that there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with not knowing how to do it. But it's about like
Yeah, yeah, no,
either
I know,
either
I know.
either you find out how to do it, you go to learn, or you work with someone that does know how to do it. You know,
Yeah,
you like
get it done
I say a lot of times leave it to the pros.
straight up.
You know,
Yeah, exactly. But now we got to go. I'm just filling orders
that's great.
and helping it support the music. That's what it's all about, supporting all the factories on tour and making sure we got everything taken care of. Like getting the band servers, I'm doing everything, baby.
So
It's all good. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
so we're gonna get some new Tomorrow's Bad Seeds sometime this year.
Yeah. So I don't know if you heard our third record. So I'll be real. When I put out my third record, it was kind of like a rush of ideas because nobody in the band was like really giving up their own time because everybody has jobs too and stuff and bills they gotta pay. So nobody had time to really get in the studio to record. So me and Met did most of the writing and he helped produce the songs and music, but we didn't even do live drums. It's all program drums,
Hmm.
on our last record. Which is it's okay. In my opinion, I like using hybrid drums.
Hmm.
Even if we do have Pat play, I feel like sound replacement or adding, like heavier 808 sounding drums and stuff like that. But I still like the way the record came out. I think it came out great. I think it was awesome. And but I'm trying to this next one we got going out. I'm trying to have it as the band entirely, and we just record 18 songs live at the Kona Inn, like live band style, like I said, with 4 covers, and we're gonna hopefully put that out as like a live album, Kona Town. And but I'm working on another EP. I wasn't gonna do a whole record, so I just released a song called Surf Trip. It's more of an acoustic vibe, but on the EP, it's gonna be a full production. So that taught me that I'm running out of time. I was trying to get it done.
Yeah, yeah. There's nothing. It's like the worst thing when you're like feel like you're on the clock. you
Like,
know.
I mean, we're always on the clock. You're not pushing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such the instant gratification and the attention span that the generation has nowadays is ridiculous. It's because of all the social media, all this flash marketing. I mean,
Yeah.
you have to be on top of it. If you're not changing with the season and with the sauce, they're fucking over it, bro.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Right.
They want the new, like you said, they want the raw. They don't care if it's something that's like, I just want to hear something cool that's different. That's what I'm going to do at the live show. So I'm going to bring these CDs, straight burning, straight going, get to CDs of CDs that I made.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, you should definitely like if I was gonna throw you some ideas or whatever, like you should definitely be going live as much as possible. Like make it at least once a week or something, and like make it the same time, the same day every week, and just play for like a half hour and like talk to your fans on the chat there and play the songs that they want to play, that they want you to play. That right there really helps build a connection with your audience, and they really appreciate it. They love it. I think to myself, like, why do people want to sit here and watch me do this for an hour or whatever? Like, why? It's hard to like get over myself and think about that. I'm like, why does anybody care? But they do. They really do. They appreciate it, and I think that would be something that would be where you could start. Like, really, really help grow the organic relationship and build trust with your
I
audience.
try to go live. I try to go live as much as I can before I'm gonna go on tour. But you're right. I slack off a lot on the other ways.
Hmm.
I do try to go live, but you're right. I never do it on a particular time. That's a great idea. I always just do it randomly, and honestly, sometimes it's like 2 in the morning type of shit.
I think random is cool. Random is cool. It's like when a your favorite store has a flash sale, or 1 hour only. You know, right now, go do it. That's cool. It kind of
Yeah.
creates some kind of weird mystical demand, but also if people know when to expect it, you're going to get people tuning in more and kind of paying
Yeah,
attention
yeah.
more.
I totally get that.
You know, a little more structured.
Yeah, yeah, but and that's why it's funny because my boy Hector helped me out a lot. He told me to watch or to listen to your podcast because you have a lot of good information on my foot. I'm just starting to experience now. Like I said, I've only been trying to do this and actually like be the one making all the moves for the last 3 years.
Hmm.
Before that, I really wasn't. I was letting someone else handle it, just accepting money in the account and happy with that. But now that it's this way, I'm just trying to learn all the ins and outs and tricks, the way to make it easier.
Yeah. Um, what I've kind of learned over the years is that like it obviously, you know, they come to you for the music, you know. They love the music and they want more, but it's also about like the process of doing it. So like people like people are very interested of like you should film yourself like doing errands like for the band or whatever, like whatever it is, oh, going to pick up the vinyl or whatever, you know, like
When you say that, the first time I ever did that was yesterday because sometimes I get a little nervous about showing them that much.
oh
But the
dude,
first time I did that was yesterday.
I think the biggest like probably the biggest mistake that artists can make now, especially independent, is trying to maintain that
Yeah, that
veil.
mystic bullshit. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Like
I agree.
let it out. Stop trying to hide everything and stop trying to be fucking cool, you know, Johnny Cash. This is what I realized, you know, it's like people show them the process, show them how I'll do like videos and of me like working on songs and it's a brand new song. I don't care if they hear it, you know, it's like we always try to
Yeah,
go for secrecy, you know. But
yeah,
people are like really interested and like amazed by looking at a Pro Tools session and watching me put like a delay throw on a vocal or something. They're like amazed by it, you know. They think it's really interesting because they don't. That's not their world, and they get to see how it's put together, and that is like priceless, you know. And you're doing it for free. It's like on YouTube, you know. They can just go tune in. So
yeah.
I think
I
it's
feel it.
really super important for artists to just open up.
I was thinking that to myself yesterday because really I'm an outgoing person anyways. I do like to be a little more private about my life, but back in the day, used to be able to be the mystique about it and all that stuff. Now it's like no, they want to know. If it's not showing them, they don't care. They'll move on.
Yeah.
The next one. But that being said, yesterday I was really thinking to myself. I was like, hey, what, dude? Like this is what it is. Like show them what's up. Like you bust your ass. Like just do it. Like I literally was. I guess it was the first time like I showed like driving to downtown LA what I do. Go pick up the hat. I'm gonna go pick up the merch today. I'm gonna go pick up the CDs that I got duplicated today. I'm doing all that shit. We're leaving, We're almost out of here.
Yeah, yeah,
It's not a
and
long tour, but gotta get ready.
yeah, and that's something that like you know the private life is one thing. You're in control of all of this, but like it's all how much you want to show that. You don't ever have to show your kids. You don't have to show your nothing like that. But when it comes to the band stuff, the behind the scenes stuff that you're doing for the band, like you could go live, you know, walking around and getting your hats and stuff like you're saying. Like people would just for 20 minutes, you know, whatever. And it's just something like that, and just kind of do it more often. And I think you're going to see a lot more return with people, you know, checking it out and getting follows and all that.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try to do what you said as far as doing it like at a specific time once a week. That
Hmm.
sounds smart. Like create your own channel time, and if they know about it, you build that time. That's it, right?
Yeah, I mean, you just you start from nothing and you just build it up and don't expect it to be, you know, like with my YouTube channel, I didn't expect anything. I'm just like I got right under 1,600 subscribes right now, and that's great. Like, cool. You know, it took a long time to get there, but it's you can't like I'm not bummed about like I don't have 5,000 subscribers. You know, no, just keep building and don't be concerned with the money or the followers or anything. Just keep doing what you're doing, and eventually you just things just start kind of piling up and snowballing,
Yeah, yeah.
in a good way.
And it's just yeah, exactly. It becomes like like a way of life. I don't even like to call it work because I don't think it's not work. I love this.
It's not work.
I tell my girl all the time, like, and she's new to this. When I first met her, I owned a dispensary for a little bit, so I had my own dispensary. So I was more at home running a business, and that's what made me get into wanting to running my own business as far as bad teaching me, because I ran my first LLC, mutual benefit nonprofit. And I was like, how come we didn't do this when I was in the band? Like, I let someone else do all this stuff. I started kind of wondering what, I started wanting to go this route. But getting back to what I was saying, my lady, I told her, hey, I'm usually not this, like usually I'm not like where I can just chill and be at home all day and think about this, go do like a 9 to 5 type thing. Cause that's what it was. I was opening my dispensary in the morning, checking out my bud tenders, doing all the deal, and then, coming home for a little bit, chilling. But I wasn't really traveling and touring. I was doing little one-off shows, but it's not like I'm doing now, and trying to go hard. And now that I am, she doesn't understand it kind of because she's not used to it. I'm like, I feel bad. I'm like, damn, I'm sorry. I hope you don't think I try to trick you into this life. but this is what I created like 20 years ago.
Yeah, it's a rough life for the significant others and the kids and all that, and they sort of marry into it, and it's like for me, it's just been just how it is, and it's how I pay our bills. It's a
way of life, yeah.
Yeah, it's a way of life, and my kids live a pretty good life considering. We're not rich, but we're not in the gutter either. And
yeah, and you're doing what you love, bro.
Yeah,
and you're spreading positivity,
and that's fucking priceless.
It is priceless, and you're inspiring people. You inspire me, Howie, straight up, bro. Not to go through the ups and downs of it, of your old management label that didn't really do shit for you, so you took it over yourself, right?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm wrong about that, but
yeah, you gotta be, like I said, you gotta be hands on, and you just gotta keep moving, and like the band it's not just the band anymore. Like I've been able to do these other things, like the pod and the YouTube channel and other things, and I don't know. Like I said, you're in control of your destiny, and I just feel like I have all these things that I want to do, and it was just a matter of me going, okay, I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to ask permission.
That's where I'm at right now, even. That's where I'm at right now too. Like, I don't really want to manage my band, I kind of have to.
But you have to, right?
Yeah, you have to. You wish that someone would step up to plate, and those people, those bands that have that person, that really is like, for instance, I just put them out there again too, like that, like Fortunate Youth,
Mm-hmm.
Like Jared Sagawa does a lot for those guys, bro. Like he really does, man. He deserves a kudos, a pat on the back, and a hug every day for that shit. He does run social media. He helps handle everything, their merch. He is a beast, bro. And they're so fortunate to have someone that is that's passionate about their art too.
Mm-hmm.
It's like part of the band type of thing, but doesn't play and does all the hard shit that nobody even sees.
Yeah,
he does everything that you and I do for them.
Yeah, when you have a strong back end, when there's somebody in the shadows keeping things organized and running, that's huge.
Yeah.
And if it's not, if it's not anybody else, it's got to be you. For the time being.
Yeah, exactly. On every aspect,
Yeah.
But I just can't. I don't have the budget to have all the people that I need. That's just the reality of it.
Yeah.
But that being said, I never took advantage of like the online thing until recently. I've only been doing it for like 4 months. So I'm like, man, what an idiot. Like, even as a band back in the day, we only had it for like a couple of years back in the day. And then, when everything fell apart, it just fell apart, But that's my tour support right there, baby.
Yeah. It's a learning process the whole time. Just when you think you know something, shit changes, and you can never think that you know everything and you've got it locked because it's constantly moving and changing. And the social stuff, Instagram and YouTube and all that, like it's so important, especially now, and it has been for a while. But I took the band's YouTube channel for granted for years. Like we could have had so much more going on over there, but I just kind of just let it, flounder. And we'd throw out
Well,
videos.
that's something that you're turning me on to right now too, because I do have control of it. I don't even do anything with it really that much.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I have like I think like 5,000 subscribers,
Yeah. I mean, you should
and I'm
be
like,
putting out your tour
I need something.
recaps every day, have a recap from the shows and throw it up there, you know, and then make sure, like, I know if I go back in the band's YouTube channel and look at the comments from the last, I don't know, 15 or 18 years of having you, or however long we've had it, that I'm gonna see nothing but empty comments that aren't replied to, and it's gonna make me sick because you have to reply to every comment, you know.
Yeah. But what
And
about those ones that Facebook hides?
what's that?
You ever got those comments or those messages that Facebook hides, and out of nowhere, like 5 years later, it shows you some shit? You're like, what the hell?
Yeah,
Talk about it to this back then.
yeah, it's
Like, what the? It's
it's
weird.
rough, man. And you know, it just I didn't think to do it, and I didn't think YouTube would be anything. You know, I didn't have the foresight to see what it could do, and it was just there because we were supposed to have one, and now it's like okay, like it's I realize how important it is and what a great tool it is. So you know, you just have to use. We have these free tools in our pocket all day long. This production studio, and you have to use it. You know.
Yeah, exactly. That's for sure the thing. That's what I for sure. I'm feeling that more than ever. Like, honestly, thank the Lords, the heavens, the gods, whatever you want to call it, the energy for creating this iPhone.
Yeah. Thank you,
You
Steve
know, that's
Jobs.
how it's like. Yeah, yeah.
Our
I mean,
Lord and Savior, Steve Jobs.
if you can't make any money right now, then you're just not trying. You know, really. I mean, obviously, there's some circumstances, but you're able to get a smartphone, which a lot of people are nowadays. Even people that are, homeless, they're giving them smartphones. You know? Programs for that.
That's why I don't. That's why I'm trying to be, you know, trying to get this message out. They're like, a lot of people don't think they can do it. A lot of people don't believe it. They don't even realize what they're capable of. You know.
Yeah.
And so they just don't. They don't try. And my point is like, yeah, dude, you've got this phone. It can do anything. You film yourself playing an acoustic guitar, film yourself cooking, film yourself painting, or whatever it is that you do to get away from that shit job that you hate, you know? And if you love your job and you're happy, then you've won. You don't need to do this. But if you hate your job and your situation, you can totally change it. You just have to use the tools that are given to you, you know?
I mean, there's ways to get by no matter what nowadays. You cannot say, you cannot say that. Yeah, you cannot say that you're, I just can't get a job. Nah, don't say that shit.
There's
I don't want to hear none of that shit.
There's definitely ways, and I think there are definitely people that are just lazy, but I think there are a lot of people that just don't realize the potential. They don't realize that they can do that. They don't, you know. It's just I'm thankful for the life that I have, and you know, being able to do what I love. So
yeah, 100%, dude. 100%, and do it well too.
So everybody can check out the band. What is it? LABadSeeds.com.
LABadSeeds.com. Yeah.
Like that. Nice. And then what's your Instagram again?
Yeah, so it's just Tomorrow's Bad Seeds on Instagram, and then Tomorrow's Bad Seeds on Facebook, and then TMR Bad Seeds on Twitter.
And you're Mr. Bad Seed?
Mr. M-I-S-T-A.
Mr.
M-I-S-T-A.
Mr.
Yeah, Mr. Bad
Seed.
Seed. Yeah, but I don't know. I might be changing and trying to do some solo stuff under Papa Moy.
Oh, there you go.
My uncle's been calling me that since my uncle introduced me to reggae. He got me my first reggae CD was Steel Pulse, because that's who really got me into reggae was Steel Pulse.
Oh,
but then
cool.
Sublime made me want to start a band. You know, for sure.
Yeah.
But he always called me Papa Moy since I was young, and he's the one who got me into surfing. And if it wasn't for him, I might have gone down the more like, hood vibe life. Because my motto is 1 foot on the beach and 1 foot on the streets. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Life is the mission, love is the message type stuff.
Yeah. You're out there in Hermosa, right?
But yeah, Hermosa. I live in Torrance now, but my family's from Manhattan, Hermosa. For my dad's from like the streets of Mexico City.
Wow.
But my dad kidnapped me when I was 5. Took me to Mexico till I was 10.
Holy shit! Really?
My mom's white. My dad's Mexican. He straight came to my school looking different. He used to have long hair and a full-on facial hair. And then my mom just walked by and said, "Don't talk about that shit." but because we take care of moms over here. But I got the full house. But she he had long hair and he shaved his head and cut his whole mustache. And I was 5 years old, bro. And I remember him coming to school and picking us up, and then being like, "Your dad's here to pick you up." And I looked at this man. I'm like, "That ain't my dad."
Whoa.
I'll never forget, because like that's where I remember my life from as a little kid, like literally from being taken.
Wow, that is
Like
heavy.
like we drove to TJ, got in a Volkswagen bus, drove to TJ, crossed the border, got in a plane and flew to Mexico City, and I didn't see my mom for like 4 years.
Wow.
Or 3 years. Then she came visit us for 1 year and then worked things out. But the way she found out we were back home was we were up in San Luis Obispo, and the school called her and said, "Hey, your kids have been missing school." And she said, "My kids don't live here. My kids are in Mexico." Because by then, obviously, my dad took us. It wasn't like a crazy thing, but it was. But he, we were going to come back, obviously. But, he did take us, but she knew where we were and everything, She didn't want him to take us, obviously. But fucking he did.
Wow, man.
And so, yeah. But when she found out, she came up, she drove, because about, 3 hours from LA. She drove up from Manhattan Beach down to San Luis Obispo and picked us up, dude. And that's how we got reconnected with my mom.
Man, that's heavy.
Yeah, you got a heavy story too, though. I know all about yours.
Oh yeah.
That's why you're such a beautiful soul, dude.
We all have a story.
Yeah, you're the man, dude. I really appreciate this conversation and talk. I know we're trying to sign off, but I wanted to leave you with some real shit before we left too.
Go for it.
But I know I was saying, I love you, man. I really do, and I appreciate everything you're doing, and I love that you're winning, and I want you to keep winning. If you ever have a need for us on tour, I'm there. I'm pretty much self-sustainable. I can make it happen. You know what I mean? I'd love to tour with you. Like I said, we got things planned for July, at least to be out in that area. I know what you got going on. I also am hoping to get on a big tour one of these days with somebody like Iration or Rev or Stupid, some of the homies, Mm-hmm. But that hasn't happened, so I'm just going to keep going, baby. But if you have a need or anything, if you have a need and anything, let me know, man. I want to be there. I want to do it, and I respect you, and I love you, man. Thank you for the talk.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for coming on the show, and keep fucking grinding, man. Keep the drive, and just don't stop, man. Keep doing what you love, and it's all gonna come out in the wash,
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome, man. Well,
exactly.
Have a great day, and get back to the family, and once again, thanks for coming on the show, man.
You too, brother.
All right, dude.
Later.
All right, there you have it. Moy Juarez, Tomorrow's Bad Seeds. Thanks for coming on, dude. Always a pleasure. I love talking to friends that we've been on tour with in the past, and it's just fun to share stories and everything. So, and you just hear everybody's story is different, but it's there's a lot of fundamental things there, like just common stuff, and everybody goes through the hardships, and there's lineup changes, and there's all kinds of problems that can come up, but it's all about how you handle it. It's about perseverance and staying driven and staying focused, and keeping your eyes on the prize. So everybody, thanks for listening. This is Tales from the Green Room. I am Howie Spangler. Give me a follow on Instagram, Howie Spangler. Get my YouTube channel, Howie Spangler, as well. And come see us on the Cyration Tour this month. BallyhooRocks.com. Grab tickets. We'll see you there. Thanks a lot.